Hi people, and it's a while since I've done a video, but I have been monitoring this rubbish that's in front of me. So let's read on with this crap. You know, Next joins IKEA in cutting sick pay for unvaccinated workers. Morrison's and IKEA have announced similar changed in recent days. It should say change in recent days. And let's read the bargain basement stuff that they're trying to implement. High Street stalwart Next has become the latest major UK business to cut sick pay for unvaccinated workers. As the corporate work increases, the pressure on staff to get the COVID jab. Now, what I want you to take on board here, people, and I want you to think, right? How would your employer know that you have not been vaccinated? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Now, let's do a bit of role play here and pretend that I'm the employee and I phone up Next or IKEA or whatever, because I'd never worked for any of these corporate, horrible chains, but anyway. And I phone up and I say, I've done one of these PCR tests or these lateral flow, which I'd never do and I never have. I couldn't even tell you what one looks like, and I've no desire to. But anyway, I phone up and I say, it's came up positive. And they say to me, now, the only way that they could find out, and they turn around and say to me, have you been vaccinated? And my reply to that is, you're actually breaking the law, because you're asking me to impart my medical sensitive data that's protected under the 2018 Data Protection Act. So I'm informing you I'm off sick because I've done a positive test, and that's all the information I need to offer or volunteer to you. Now, let's look at the facts. If they assume that I'm not vaccinated with that response, they're in deep trouble and the legal wheels start. If they let's look at the facts that they may go to a workmate and have maybe says casually in the canteen, I'm not vaccinated. If they go on the assumption, the hearsay is somebody else that I'm not vaccinated, then the legal wheels start turning. How are they going to get the information that I'm not vaccinated? How? My GP releases any of my data without my signature or consent, and they're in deep trouble. Deep trouble as well. Any health authority, the only reason or the only way that they could get that information is by me offering, is the word in law, or volunteering that information. So think about this before you make your own demise. Now that is the only way. It's called consensus in item in law. It's consent. And you're consenting. It's a meeting of the two minds. So you're consenting to volunteering that information with another party, whether it's implied or expressed. So if I implied it to the other side, if I expressed it in writing or expressed it verbally. So no. Your response is that. Why are you asking me that question? That is my medical sensitive data, which is protected under the 2018 Data Protection Act. And let's see the response. And let's see if your sick pay gets cut. And I would invite people to challenge these horrible, nasty, toxic corporate chains that stole off third world countries for years and kept them in the same situation year after year by having little children working in sweatshops, that have arthritis in their hands because their cognitive skills of sewing these sequences on things so that people can buy it for 15 quid out in X, and say, I've got an X handbag, and they buy it in for a quid, and pay these children 20 pence, if that, And what they're trying to do now to their own people, their own customer base and their own employees, is bind them in to being a third world country. Think about what's going on here, people. Think about the bigger picture. Think about it before you open your mouth and volunteer information that's going to be detrimental to you, So I'll leave it there. But these things really outrage me because they are all part of feeding the monster. And I'll never be in these places, never be in them, I'm very loyal to my own, stance in not feeding any of this, And whether that means I'm deprived a new handbag, and I would never go to these places in the past anyway, or a cup of tea in Morrison's takeaway supermarket cafe, I'll suffer that because it directs me and leads me to better people and better places that's willing to have human compassion and, do the correct thing. So I'll leave it there, people, and I hope you have a great day.